Good evening. This is the Rebel Martin Show, and I'm Rebel Martin, crusader for truth, justice, in the American way. He is straight no matter what side you're on. It's just that the Democratic left gives me so much material that I can correct. Tonight I'm asking my friends and people all across the country to quit using the M-word. You see, as long as there's been presidential elections, there's been campaign slogans. It's usually about what the candidate stands for or is trying to achieve during their upcoming administration. In 1840, Tippecanoe and Tyler too was a catchy slogan and referred to William H. Harrison's victory at Tippecanoe and his running mate John Tyler, hence Tippecanoe and Tyler too. Vote yourself a farm and horses was an 1860 presidential slogan by Abraham Lincoln. The following election year, he simply stated, "Don't change horses midstream." Remember, these are signs and billboards that are all along his campaign trail. Ulysses S. Grant's 1868 slogan was plain and simple, "Let us have peace." Following the Civil War, this was in the hearts and minds of Americans all across the country. Patriotism, protection, and prosperity was the 1896 slogan of William McKinley. He followed this 4 years later with 4 more years of a full dinner plate. You can see how important a campaign slogan is to get your plans and ideology across to your potential voters. To assure our continued prosperity was Teddy Roosevelt's 1904 campaign slogan. In 1920, Warren G. Harding's slogan was "Return to Normalcy" and "America First." Two slogans I feel could really work today, 104 years later. "Happy Days Are Here Again" was a slogan and a song used by Franklin D. Roosevelt to boost American morale in the heat of the Depression in 1932. The Depression would last another 7 years, however. Harry S. Truman used the song also in his 1948 campaign, "I'm Just Wild About Harry." That was the song he got from a 1921 musical, Shuffle Along. The song was written by 2 black composers for a play that contributed to the desegregation of theaters in the 1920s, giving many blacks across the country their first chance to appear in Broadway, and vaudeville for that matter. "The buck stops here." That was a term would become the staple of his presidency, a term often repeated but rarely practiced. In 1952, Dwight Eisenhower used the slogan, "I like Ike." It was catchy, but it didn't say much about his presidential plans. Dwight let his political and military background speak for itself. John F. Kennedy coined the term "a time for greatness" in his 1960 campaign. In 1980, Ronald Reagan's slogan was more of a question than a statement. He asked, "Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago?" In 1992, Bill Clinton simply stated, "It's time to fix America." I'm not sure if Barack Obama's 2008 slogan was a statement or an answer. I think "Yes, we can" was more the latter. Can we lose our homes? Yes, we can. Can we lose our jobs? Yes, we can. Can we struggle to get by for the next 4 years? Yes, we can. I was a union sprinkler fitter for 30 years, and there was no work between 2008 and 2014. Many of my brothers had to cash in on their pensions in order to survive. Some lost everything. I watched my savings dwindle to almost nothing. Then in 2016, a non-politician threw his hat into the ring and simply stated what we all wanted, to make America great again. A chance to return to a time when people loved their country, a time when people respected their parents, the police, and actually had faith in their government. A simpler time when it was safe to go outside at night, a time when you could let your children ride their bikes all over town, spend all the day in the park and not worry, knowing that they'd be home in time for dinner. A time when politicians got into office for the betterment of the country and not to become millionaires. I watched our country decline, and we let it happen. We all needed for someone to come along and say, "Enough is enough. Let's make America great again." Well, that scared the hell out of the Democrats, and they did something I never believed could happen. They convinced half the country that "Make America Great Again" was a bad thing. The first thing they had to do was take away the meaning of "Make America Great Again." And they turned it into an anagram. They called it MAGA. You see, you can't say "Make America Great Again" as a bad thing, but you can say MAGA is a bad thing. Taking away all the meaning of "Make America Great Again." Then they'll try to tell you that MAGA is racist, xenophobic, chauvinistic. They'll tell you that MAGA is a threat to our democracy. But we all know that making America great again is none of that. We all should know that. I mean, there's a large portion of our country who believe everything that they're told. The left strives on people who are too stupid and too lazy to think for themselves. So I'm asking people to quit using the M word. Call it for what it really is. Make America great again. When you hear someone using the M word, politely tell them that you find it offensive. I mean, you don't need to go woke on them. You just tell them to use all their words or no words at all. Quit trying to make America great again a bad thing. I'm Rebel Martin, and this is the Rebel Martin Show. You can catch me live on Tuesday evenings on Facebook at 6 o'clock Pacific time. If you like the show, hit the like button below and leave a comment. You can also email me at freedom@rebelmartin.com. I promise you I read all the comments and I read all my emails, and I'll try to get back to every single one. You guys have a nice evening, and let's make America great again.